Read the disclaimer, please. Hi there, lovely individuals. Peepo Coin Channel. We'll discuss Bitcoin, XRP, the cryptocurrency market, and what to look out for this week. We will briefly discuss the remarks made by President Donald Trump during his speech about cryptocurrency. We will examine a few market analyses. We'll investigate and see what might occur this week. Despite the fact that, for instance, Bitcoin did have a quote-unquote negative signal this week, it is going to be an extremely intriguing week. We'll discuss that as well as the typical outcomes of this signal. Well, we'll also briefly discuss how the odds of the Fed turning its switch have changed dramatically. We will also discuss that. I only ask that you smile at me so that I can radiate positive energy. Smishity, since it's Sunday, hit the like button. Let's attempt to get this video to receive 1,000 likes. I'll check my mails now. Da-da-da-da-da-da. All right, I allowed you plenty time. Let's get started now. As of right now, XRP is up 1.37% for the day at $2.26. Even with Bitcoin reaching 96,000, the difference hasn't been closed, is it? We still have to be on the lookout for that. Ethereum at Solana 142, 3,200. Whoa! Solana is nearly back to where it was on October 10th from 10 to 10. Although Ethereum is down, neither it nor Bitcoin saw a significant decline. Holy smokers, of course, XRP, reduced to $1 and 2 greenbacks, therefore it's still a long way off. Cardano was comparable to 130, as you can see. In the 1990s, for example, things might have been comparable, but the top. With the exception of XRP, 3-4 right, they were already below their October 10th position. Really fascinating. We discussed this, and XRP has, for the most part, held up well. Naturally, this was a prelude to the XRP ETFs. We discussed how, in my opinion, XRP ETFs wouldn't be able to significantly move the price of XRP as soon as the first one was issued due to the way the market and ETFs operate. How could the market be in the state it is in right now? We remain extremely afraid. It is yet 10 o'clock. All right, so the majority of retail is closed at this time, correct? They've been checked out. They have no interest. The current state of the stock market may be the reason for their increased interest in stocks. Additionally, someone wrote something. Additionally, the comment section on when equities are strong was intriguing. Since the stock market is still seen as less risky, the cryptocurrency market typically suffers. Additionally, there is, quote-unquote, no reason to be in cryptocurrency while it is doing well. However, as I mentioned earlier, this is simply my perspective and view. Naturally, this is not financial advice. Before making an investment, always conduct your own research. Very, very significant. This movie is simply meant to be entertaining and educational. I hope you find it entertaining. Is diversification. And in this manner, even if you are interested in something that is gaining more attention and rising in value, there are prospects there as well as in the market that isn't receiving much attention. Recently, Zcash and ICP have gone on those really amazing runs. We've seen this. Therefore, these markets are always full of opportunity. Additionally, I believe that those who show no affection for the market are perhaps doing more harm than good. I don't subscribe to that because diversification is an attempt to see, well, this is doing exceptionally well at the moment. There will most likely be a downturn. Let me check the areas where it's not performing well. There. I'll look for opportunities. Well, that's my preferred perspective. We get a little too hot and bothered when markets are heated, but that's what happens. And I'm human after all. You know, just like in a relationship, you may sometimes lose sight of the situation when everything is new, going well, and you know how it is when you first start dating. The same thing is happening in the market, which is rising, reaching highs, performing well, etc. Correct. Furthermore, it's difficult to see the big picture, don't you? You get the sun is in your eyes, can see through all of the green. And the market typically moves in the opposite direction at that point. And we've learned this a lot in the past. I'm going to try to do better this time. I always strive to become a better version of myself. At the age of soon to be 39, is it feasible to be the best version of myself? Not in my opinion. Similar to how sportsmen reach their prime at age 28, I believe that my goal is to reach my peak investment age of 60. Your prime investing age, in my opinion, is 60. That's my opinion. Because of them, you are much more intelligent, experienced, and have seen a lot more things. Even though I've been through a lot by now, I believe that by then I'll be more composed, cool, and collected. I won't be as hurried. By then, I believe I will have improved as an investor significantly. That's simply my opinion. Let's see. Perhaps, perhaps not. I received a 20? That's about it. 20 years, and that's it, my God, to arrive there. I recently realized that I will be 60 in 20 years indeed. Wow. God, I feel like I'm about to have a midlife crisis while watching this film. We'll see if we return to the markets for a little while. We still have this gap, so we'll see how things work out, and we're so close. I am aware that prices have somewhat stopped since yesterday, am I correct? The major sell-off took place yesterday on Thursday and Friday, I apologize, but Thursday and Friday is the big sell-off day. On Saturday, we were able to use Bitcoin without any problems, and then we haven't, sat down yet today. However, we are aware that the weekly candle will close between Sunday and Monday, and we will reach it in a moment. We were discussing Benjamin Cohen and his opinions at that time. Sell-offs have occurred in between those times. Thus, we must exercise extreme caution there once more, and it will be fascinating to observe the outcome. All right, on the other hand, isn't that correct? Here, I'm flip-flopping. President Trump publicly stated, "I only care about one thing. We will dominate the cryptocurrency market." He doesn't seem to care about just that. Naturally, I also believe that this comment is being somewhat misinterpreted. The manner in which it is being combined. However, it appears that he actually does. And after speaking with his sons in Singapore, Donald Trump Jr., and in a moment we'll go on to Eric Trump. Yes, I believe that he has made it his mission to support his kids. As a father, I am aware of that And I believe, we won't see a change in that for the most part over the next few years, yes, and as a result of that, the cryptocurrency market ought to grow. The only issue is that the price action isn't doing well at the moment. However, as we already discussed, there are other elements that unwind after 1010. We discussed that. And my hypothesis is that some market makers or large funds still had to unwind their holdings after suffering severe injuries. That's my theory once more, what I believe is taking place at the moment. Well, so we're in this funk, but experience has shown me that funks pass, don't you think? Funks stop. We're like, oh, right, when we look back at the funks. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. That does not imply that it will occur. Once more, we must exercise extreme caution as we may witness another leg down. But in the long run, say 5 or 10 years, my theory remains the same. Once more, I have no idea what will happen in the short future. Trump has something to say. The Fed may have something to say. The federal government can take action. Correct. The odds of justice incidentally changed. And from last week, when we were at 60%, we were nearly 62% likely to have a rate cut in, say, 3 weeks. It is currently at 40%. This is a complete change. I appreciate you watching. Next time, I hope to see you. I'll see you later.